What's happening, everybody? Tom Garvin from Guitar Antihero here, and today, just real quickly, we're going to talk about something that comes up a lot in my 20 some odd years of teaching. I see this quite frequently. Even non-students talk about it. You see it online, in real life, magazines, whatever. That's basically the idea of trying to figure out the difference between a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced player. Okay, these are not clear-cut divisions. All right, we generally know when someone is a little more advanced, but it's almost intuitive. We can kind of tell by the way they play and what they do and how they approach things, but there's no set criteria for determining these differences. Something that I've noticed a lot of is people get really hung up on this idea of learning different techniques and learning more music theory and stuff like this to sort of propel themselves to the next level, if you will, and they often make the mistake then of thinking that accumulating a bunch of different techniques or being able to play fast or being able to understand music theory or what have you somehow makes them more advanced. And that's not always necessarily the case, because here's the rub, okay? We learn techniques so that we can better play what we want to play. We learn things like music theory so we have a better understanding of what we're doing. It's kind of like the blueprint behind what we play, okay? These things in and of themselves are not all that important. What really determines the difference between, say, a beginner or novice guitarist and an advanced player isn't the technique or the theory or what have you, but rather the application and understanding thereof. Okay, so you see this a lot. We'll say sweep arpeggios, for example, sweep picking. Sweeping is not necessarily an advanced technique. I mean, it is in a way because it's a little bit harder to do physically, but it doesn't mean that you're necessarily even a good player if you're able to sweep somewhat competently. Arpeggios themselves are not an advanced technique. They're a musical element. There are only three things we can do with a guitar. We can play a chord, scale, or an arpeggio, or some combination or variation of those three, okay? Arpeggios in and of themselves are no more advanced than a chord or a scale. It's the application of it and how we choose to use it, which comes from an understanding of it, that may put it in a more advanced setting than something else, okay? So again, this is not something here today where we're talking about specific techniques or how to do X, Y, and Z, but rather just a reminder to focus on the right things in your playing, all right, and adopt the right mindset. Again, mental positioning is a big part of what makes or breaks us as good players. We don't want to get bogged down in mistaking specific techniques or specific theoretical concepts as making us more advanced. It's not so much what you do or what you know as much as it is how you actually use what you know and what you actually do. All right? So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. No matter where you are in your playing, we want to become competent, right? We need to boost our physical ability and our understanding of the instrument and all this other stuff, but don't get caught up in thinking that's all there is to it, mistaking the proverbial forest for the trees. All right, figure out where you are in your own playing and what you need to do to take what you already know to deepen your understanding of that so that you can apply it more effectively as you go along, and that is how you'll become more advanced. All right, till next time, make sure to hit me up at guitarantihero.com and on Twitter at guitarantihero with any questions or comments you might have. Links to both are in the description box below, and we'll see you.